is wrong with you?
Just admit it was a shitty idea!
Having a grandson?
Do you ever get the feeling people think we're weird?
No, and as a scientist slash bounty hunter, I'm extremely perceptive.
So, it should be in and out, simple exchange, not even really an adventure. And if anything goes wrong, which it won't, jump into the same vat of acid I jump into.
Okay, wait, what? What vat of acid?
So, you just heard Morty tell Rick that if something goes wrong, to jump into the same vat of acid that he does. Well, yeah, that does seem like something you would normally question, but Morty's been on a lot of adventures with Rick, and at this point, he should be able to trust him that he has a trick up his sleeve, seeing as how Rick is the smartest man in the known universe. Come on, Morty. Be a little more trusting, shall we?
But Morty, close the door.
Do you ever get the feeling people think we're weird?
No, and as a scientist slash bounty hunter, I'm extremely perceptive.
Just do this! English homework!
Still learning English? It's the language you speak. How dumb are you?
Rick kind of has a point there. I mean, why do we have English homework? Yeah, there are some things that maybe we still need to learn, but growing up in America, most of us pretty much know English, so I think by a certain age, we should be pretty good with English. So, what's up with that? I don't know.
Damn it, an alien spider just bit my finger!
It's an alien cliff. You can just say spider.
So in this mistake, Morty is giving Rick a hard time about some inventions. But you can see on the wall above the sink, there's a cork board there. Yeah. So as the camera switches angles from Morty back over to Rick, well, Rick and Morty, at this point, you can see that the board is moved. It's no longer above the sink. Why it moved or how it moved, your guess is as good as mine.
God, here we go.
And don't insult my intelligence by lying to me.
Okay, then, never mind.
So in this scene, Morty is still giving Rick a hard time about creating an invention that he wants. So Rick puts down the little pointy thing that he's working with, and notice that it's pointing toward us and toward the ground. However, when the scene zooms out, we can now see that the tool is pointed toward the wall and not toward us or toward the floor. So how'd it move? Your guess is as good as mine. I think I need to quit saying that. What do you think?
Any idea how much f***ing work would have to go into a machine that...
Do you ever get the feeling people think we're weird?
No, and as a scientist slash bounty hunter, I'm extremely perceptive.
It was called reverse psychology, and incels didn't invent it, Bugs Bunny did.
Yeah, this is a bonus. Just so that you know, I don't know if many of you have watched much Bugs Bunny, but Bugs did not invent that. So don't take Rick's word for it. He did not invent it. No, he didn't.
Can't do it.
There is nothing I cannot do.
I love shattering diamonds. I just want to shatter them all the time.
So Rick calls Morty at 2 in the morning to tell him something. But notice in front of him there's like this saucer type of machine that he's working on. But yet again, as the camera switches angles, we can now see that the little saucer thingy that he was working on has disappeared. Where'd it go? Well, I'm waiting for an answer.
And honestly, I'm pretty ashamed. That might be why I've been so aggressive and unfair about rejecting your ideas.
Stop undressing me with your eyes, Debbie. I just want to work out here in peace. I'm not out here for your sexual titillation. Hey.
So I think it goes without saying that Rick probably needs to clean his work area up a little bit. Seems a little bit messy, Rick.
When did you get so cocky?
You can tell by the little circle things that's on the ground right there. So what are those for? I don't know. I'm not sure. But I guess it really doesn't matter what it's for because they are now missing. They're gone. So where did they disappear to? Probably the writers or the animators felt like, hey, we probably don't need that thing on the ground again. Let's just get rid of it. And we're pointing it out. Mistake number 4.
fake acid vat, Morty. Maybe I've lost it.
I don't want to be a loser who was twice kicked off a city bus for watching Monday Night Raw too loud on her cell phone.
Hey, that happened to me.
So the montage with Morty and his girlfriend are probably one of my favorites. It really shows a tender side to Morty, and it looks like he was really in love, and I actually thought that part was pretty cool. But as the plane is about to crash, we do notice that the airbags drop down. But as the camera angle switches back and forth, Morty goes for the remote to try to hit reset, or he's thinking about it at least. And we can now see that the airbags that drop down from the ceiling of the plane are gone.
She's sleepy? What the hell was that?
See you trying anything?
Shitting the bed isn't better than not shitting the bed.
Where's Summer?
So here for mistake number 6, the plane has crashed and Morty's on the hunt for safety. Well, not safety, but he's looking for help to help all the other survivors. Notice here that his jacket is ripped. But as the camera angle switches back and forth, Morty's a little bit further along in his journey and there's no more rip in his jacket. So is it a self-healing jacket that Rick invented for him? Maybe, I don't know.
You're still here. Steven, I'm sorry. I don't know how I'm gonna get you out of this.
So the thing between Morty and the new girl didn't quite work out. I don't know if you've seen the episode, but it's pretty sad the way he handled it. Should have handled it better, but that's another video for another day. He's back on to Jessica and notice that he's standing close to the lockers. But when the camera angle switches, he's a little bit further away from the lockers than he was before. Yeah, I know, kind of a small thing to nitpick about, but still a mistake nonetheless.
Looking forward to seeing more.
Haley, you have to drive him for the test. I knew it, but Saturdays are for me.
So as Rick reveals his true intentions for the invention, we can see, well, if you were watching the show, you can see he was drinking a juice box. And then he puts the juice box down, and there is no mess. So there's no juice on the counter. But when we get a shot of them from a different angle, we can see that there's now juice on the counter. So where did the juice come from? Maybe it dripped out? I'm not sure. But there's juice on the counter.
Even those times when
Especially those times. You guys seen the shrink ray? It's usually in the cupboard with the ice cream maker we never use.
Hey, I use it to freeze and eat yogurt.
So after Rick and Morty trick everyone else but these two police officers, we can see that there's a pot on the lawn of a plant. But when the camera angle switches a little bit later on, when the scene is about to end, we can see that the pot is now gone. Again, animators probably just forgot or just didn't feel like they needed to put that in, but we're pointing it out for you to see. You're welcome.
This isn't our reality?
What, you think I'd waste our home teaching you a f***ing lesson?
Well, I'm not trying to get slimed. What?
It's not a ghost, dumbass.
How do you know?
So, there are the Rick and Morty mistakes from the Vat of Acid episode. Was there anything in there you seen that we should have pointed out? If so, put them in the comment sections and maybe we'll do a part 2. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. We'll make more videos. Once again, thanks for hanging out with us here at Movie Mistakes, and we'll see you next time.
When did my job become pitching you ideas? Why are you talking to me like this? When did you get so cocky?